Imagine watching a beautifully choreographed dance sequence.
Yeah.
Every single step is meticulously planned.
Yeah.
Like, the lighting hits the performers flawlessly, and everyone just hits their marks exactly on cue.
Right. It's totally seamless.
Exactly. Now imagine that same sequence, except suddenly the music skips.
Oh, no.
A monsoon floods the stage, half the background dancers turn out to be AI holograms, and the audience just starts rewriting the choreography in real time.
That sounds like an absolute nightmare.
It really is. And that chaos,
Yeah.
that is exactly what it feels like looking at the global juggernaut of Indian cinema right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's wild out there.
It is. So welcome. We are so glad you're joining us for this deep dive today. We are jumping right into a massive, sprawling July 4th, 2026 news digest from India review.
A very dense digest, I might add.
Super dense. And the mission for our deep dive today is to really decode the hidden ecosystem of the world's biggest film industry. We are looking at this this ultimate tension between control and chaos.
Right, which is everywhere right now.
Everywhere. Like, how do these artists try to manage their lives and their art, and how do technology, audiences, and just messy real life constantly upend those plans?
It's a constant tug of war.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with the people right at the center of the machine.
It is the perfect place to start, honestly, because before we even touch the billions of dollars at the box office or, the technological nightmares, you have human beings just trying to maintain some semblance of boundaries.
Yeah, just basic human boundaries.
Exactly. And reading through this digest, for me, the overarching theme is actors forcefully trying to reclaim their time and identity.
Reclaim it from who, exactly?
Well, from an industry that has historically demanded absolute ownership of its stars.
Wow, yeah. And we are seeing this pushback happen in real time, right?
You really are.
For instance, actress Kajal Agarwal recently made headlines for publicly backing Deepika Padukone.
Right, over the shifts.
Yeah. Deepika had demanded a strict 8-hour work shift on set. And Kajal stepped up to reveal that she actually enforces fixed working hours in her own contracts as well.
Which is huge for that industry.
It is, but let me push back on this for a second.
Sure.
Because if I'm a producer and I'm spending hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars a day to rent a location.
Yeah, the overhead is insane.
Right. I have to hire a crew, get all this equipment. An actor demanding to just clock out at the 8-hour mark, it kind of feels incredibly selfish. How does the industry even accommodate that?
What's fascinating here is the psychological shift this represents, rather than just the logistical headache for producers.
Okay, how so?
Well, you have to understand the historical context. For decades, the narrative in Indian cinema, and really global cinema in general, was all about martyrdom.
Ah, right. The suffering for the art.
Exactly. You would hear these legendary stories of actors working 3 different film shoots in a single 24-hour period.
That's just completely unsustainable.
What? Totally. They're sleeping in their cars, essentially living out of vanity vans, never seeing their families. And that level of physical and emotional exhaustion, it was marketed to you, the audience, as a badge of honor.
Wow. Look how hard I'm working for your entertainment.
Precisely. It was proof of dedication.
So drawing the line at 8 hours is basically rejecting that whole martyrdom complex.
Exactly. They're saying the human cost is just no longer worth the PR points. Producers are being forced to schedule smarter rather than just brute forcing 16-hour days.
Which honestly seems like a win for the crew, too.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just physical time they are fiercely protecting. It's their emotional boundaries and mental bandwidth.
That actually ties perfectly into another story from the Digest about Suchitra Krishnamurthy.
Right, the Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na star.
Yes. She starred in that classic film with Shah Rukh Khan years ago, and the Digest points out she recently expressed sheer exhaustion over constantly being asked about him.
Which is so interesting.
It is. She didn't offer a polite PR deflection, She just flat out stated she prefers solitude over networking and finds these repetitive legacy questions incredibly draining.
Which is a massive departure from the standard industry playbook.
Really? Why?
Because usually actors are aggressively trained by publicists to lean into those legacy connections. If you worked with a megastar like Shah Rukh Khan, you drop that name in every single interview.
Right, because it's clickbait.
Exactly. It guarantees you a headline in the news cycle. So actively refusing to play that game is a way of taking back control of her own present-day identity.
I see the angle. I really do. But isn't part of being a public figure accepting that your past is, well, public property?
To an extent, sure.
I mean, look at Imran Hashmi. The Digest mentions that back in 2014 on the talk show Coffee with Karen, he famously called Aishwarya Rai Bachchan plastic during one of those rapid-fire rounds.
Oh, man, I remember that.
It was this massive manufactured television controversy. And now, over a decade later, he is openly discussing his lingering regret over that moment.
Right. He revealed he actually waited 3 hours outside her vanity van just to apologize to her.
Yes. But my question is, why bring that up now? Why not just let it fade away?
Because in the digital age, nothing fades away.
Oh, that's true. The internet is forever.
Exactly. That soundbite from 2014 lives forever on YouTube and social media feeds. This raises an important question. Who owns your worst moments?
That is a great question.
By publicly explaining the context and, the immediate 3-hour wait to apologize, he isn't letting an old manufactured talk show clip define his character.
He's taking the pen back.
He is wresting control of his own narrative away from the internet's permanent archive.
It is wild how much mental energy goes into just navigating this psychological hierarchy of this business.
It sounds exhausting.
Totally. The Digest actually has this lighter anecdote from Parineeti Chopra that I think perfectly grounds this.
The gym story.
Yes. She was on a talk show and admitted she was working out at the gym when her absolute idol, Katrina Kaif, walked in.
Which is intimidating enough on its own.
Right. And Parineeti said she was so instantly intimidated by Katrina's aura that she just panicked and cranked up her treadmill speed.
That is so funny.
We've all had that moment, right? Where a boss or someone we admire walks into the room and we just start typing aggressively on our keyboards to look busy.
Oh, 100%. It completely humanizes them. Behind the glamorous facades and the, carefully negotiated 8-hour contracts, they are still just people navigating workplace intimidation and imposter syndrome.
I look at all this like the contracts, the refusal to answer questions, the apologies,
Right.
and I kind of think of a Bollywood actor's public persona like a publicly traded company.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, like the fans, the media, the producers, they all feel like they own shares in you.
Yeah, absolutely do.
They feel entitled to your time and your history.
Right.
Are we basically watching these actors execute a hostile takeover of their own stock, taking their personal lives private?
That is a very apt way to look at it. They are delisting themselves from the public exchange of endless availability. But the inherent contradiction here is that the moment an actor draws a hard line in the sand to protect their image, massive external forces immediately start working to tear that boundary down.
Which brings us perfectly to the forces trying to wrest that control right back.
Yeah.
We are looking at a full-scale battle for the narrative here.
Oh, a total war.
Let's start with the leaks. So, S.S. Rajamouli, the director behind these massive global hits, is making a highly anticipated 2027 film called Varanasi.
Starring Mahesh Babu and Priyanka Chopra.
Exactly.
Right.
And they were guarding Mahesh Babu's look as Lord Rama with, like, airtight security.
Or so they thought.
Right. A picture leaks online, goes instantly viral, and industry reports are labeling it a costly leak.
Which it is.
But really, is a leaked photo that big of a deal? Doesn't it just build free hype for the movie?
It builds the wrong kind of hype, honestly. And it destroys the monetization pipeline.
How do you mean?
Well, a highly anticipated character reveal is essentially currency for a studio. They use it to secure lucrative brand partnerships, to anchor massive launch events, and to control the exact pacing of their marketing campaign.
Oh, so they have a whole calendar built around this one image.
Precisely. When an anonymous person with a smartphone just uploads a blurry photo to social media, the studio loses that initial explosion of controlled, high-quality impact. The narrative is instantly out of their hands.
And a leaked, blurry photo is arguably a best-case scenario compared to what AI is doing right now.
Oh, AI is terrifying for this industry.
The Digest notes that Preeti Zinta recently had to approach the Bombay High Court just to take down unauthorized AI-generated deepfake videos and morphed images of herself.
It's completely violating.
It really is. The studio doesn't just lose control of the character's look, the actor loses control of their actual face. And wait, the technology is being used to fake official government documents now, too.
Yes, the situation with Vijay's upcoming film, Jana Nayagan, this is a critical evolution in misinformation.
It's mind-blowing. Someone literally fabricated an A-censor certificate for the film and released it online.
And for anyone listening who might not know, an A certificate in India basically means adults only.
Right, which severely restricts who can buy a ticket, cutting out the massive family demographic.
It's a huge financial hit.
And this fake certificate also listed 13 fabricated cuts to the movie. Millions of fans were completely confused, thinking the film had been butchered by censors and restricted from general audiences.
With fabricated certificates and AI deepfakes, aren't film studios fighting a war for narrative control that technology has already won?
Wait, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just thinking, modern movie PR is like building an elaborate sandcastle while the tide of the internet is rushing in.
Okay, hold on. I'm actually making a note of that sandcastle analogy. That is really good.
Oh,
But to answer that, yeah, they often can't fight it fast enough, which is why the role of a film studio has fundamentally changed.
how so?
When anyone can forge a government document with a few clicks or, generate a deep fake of your lead actor, studios are no longer just in the business of filmmaking.
They're firefighters.
They are forced to operate as 247 crisis management firms. By the time a studio issues an official press release debunking that fake A certificate, the screenshot has already been shared in millions of private WhatsApp groups.
And the actual regulatory bodies are clearly struggling to keep up with this digital flood.
Oh, they are way behind.
The Digest says the center recently issued a 15-day notice to the messaging app Telegram over the dissemination of pirated films and what they call OTT content.
Right, streaming platform content.
Yeah, they are demanding accountability.
But messaging apps like Telegram present a unique nightmare for studios and governments alike.
Because it's all encrypted.
Exactly. Unlike a public website that you can track and take down, piracy on these apps happens in encrypted peer-to-peer private channels. It is a decentralized, underground distribution network that completely bypasses traditional copyright enforcement.
Meanwhile, on the official, above-ground censorship front, Diljit Dosanjh's film, Satluj, is finally streaming uncut.
After a very long battle.
Yeah, the Digest notes this only happened after a grueling 3-year censorship battle. And it's important to mention, viewers are incredibly invested in this because they feel the uncut version is vital for preserving the history of Punjab.
It carries a lot of cultural weight.
It does. So you have studios fighting the government for 3 years just to get their films approved, while simultaneously fighting apps like Telegram to stop piracy and fighting anonymous internet users generating deepfakes.
It is a multifaceted war of attrition. The whole concept of a release date is becoming obsolete.
Really? You think so?
I do. The film is being ripped apart, analyzed, leaked, faked, and pirated before it even hits the screen.
It makes traditional marketing feel entirely pointless.
Pretty much.
But let's say a studio miraculously survives all of that. They beat the leaks, they navigate the censor board, they squash the deepfakes, and the movie finally releases.
They still aren't safe.
No. They still have to face the ultimate wildcard, an entity they absolutely cannot control, which is the modern box office.
Well, yes. The economics of the audience's wallet.
The numbers in this India Review Digest are giving me whiplash.
They're all over the place.
On one end of the spectrum, you have these massive engineered victories. Alia Bhatt's new spy thriller Alpha, which features a Hrithik Roshan cameo, just scored the 6th highest opening of 2026.
Massive success.
It earned 117% higher than her previous film, Jigra. Then you have the welcome comedy franchise crossing the 400 crore mark globally.
Right, and for context, a crore is 10 million rupees, so we're talking about almost 50 million US dollars here.
Absolute blockbuster territory.
Right, but those represent the old paradigm working as intended. Big stars, established franchise IP, massive marketing saturation.
True, but the old paradigm is clearly misfiring just as often. Look at Huma Qureshi's film Baby Do Dai Do.
Oof, yeah, that was rough.
It registered a dismal start at the box office. The studio tried to artificially manufacture momentum by hosting paid previews the day before, hoping to generate early word of mouth. But the audience just didn't bite.
It saw right through it.
But why wouldn't paid previews work? If you get people in early, shouldn't that kickstart the hype train?
Not if the film doesn't deliver. Paid previews are a massive gamble.
Right.
In the past, a studio could control the narrative for the entire opening weekend through sheer marketing volume. But today, if those preview audiences walk out of the theater feeling disappointed, they immediately broadcast that to their trusted digital networks.
Oh, so the bad reviews hit before opening day.
Exactly. The negative word of mouth outpaces the studio's multi-million-dollar ad spend before the film even officially opens on Friday morning.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. The total anomalies.
Let's hear it.
Diljit Dosanjh has another film mentioned here called Main Vapasa Aunga. It had a terrible opening day.
Which is usually a death sentence.
Historically, yes. If your movie bombs on day one, you were dead in the water. But this film pulled off a miraculous comeback registering an absurdly rare 46x opening day multiplier to eventually hit 50 crore.
That is just staggering.
If a film can bounce back with a 46x multiplier after a terrible opening, does that mean traditional opening weekend metrics are completely broken now? How is that even mechanically possible?
Well, a 46x multiplier is a statistical unicorn. To put that in perspective, if a movie makes 1 crore on opening day, a healthy, successful run might see it finish its theatrical window at 10 or 15 crore.
Right.
So to multiply your day one earnings by 46 means that the audience entirely bypassed traditional review cycles and marketing.
So what's the actual mechanism there? How does that happen?
It is the speed and trust of decentralized peer networks. Someone watches the film on a Tuesday, realizes it's a hidden gem, and posts a nuanced review on Letterboxd, or drops a voice note in a massive WhatsApp group of cinephiles.
Oh, wow.
It's organic, grassroots momentum. The audience essentially becomes the marketing department, convincing each other to show up.
It's less like a casino where the studio, or the house, has a built-in edge, and more like algorithmic day trading.
Oh, that's exactly what it is.
Like a stock can completely tank at the opening bell, but if a trusted online community rallies behind its actual underlying value, it skyrockets, regardless of what the institutional investors, or in this case, the studios, predicted.
I think that's an excellent analogy. We are witnessing the death of the guaranteed hit.
Nobody is safe.
Nobody. The modern audience's patience for manufactured empty hype has vanished entirely. They will ruthlessly reject a heavily marketed film on day one if it's bad.
But they'll save a good one.
Exactly. Their willingness to champion a slow-burn quality project is stronger than ever. They are telling the industry, we dictate success now, not your billboard budget.
So what we've talked about, the actors trying to control their boundaries, the studios battling deep fakes, and the wild unpredictability of the box office.
The whole ecosystem.
But for all the billions of dollars and carefully curated PR, real life has a funny way of interrupting the glamour. This digest is full of moments where real life just violently crashes the set.
And honestly, this is often where the most compelling, authentic narratives emerge.
Absolutely. Take Aamir Khan. He is preparing for his wedding to Gauri Sprat at his Pali Hill residence.
Huge deal.
It's supposed to be this pristine, tightly controlled, exclusive celebrity event. Instead, they are locked in a battle against heavy Mumbai rainfall.
Which you cannot plan for.
Right. All the money in the world cannot negotiate with a monsoon. And amid this chaotic weather, his ex-girlfriend, former actress Somi Ali, publicly shares a heartfelt message for the couple saying, it's never too late to choose happiness.
That is so sweet.
It's this very poignant, unscripted human moment cutting right through the highly managed celebrity spectacle.
Because the elements and human emotions simply do not care about your event planning.
No, they don't. And sometimes the interruptions are significantly more intense than rain.
Right, the bulldozer incident.
Yes. Actor Chandrachur Singh went viral recently, but not for a movie trailer. There is an ongoing anti-encroachment demolition drive in Gurugram, and government officials brought a bulldozer and demolished a ramp right outside his home.
Which sounds incredibly stressful.
Extremely. But what made this video explode online was purely his reaction. He didn't throw a celebrity tantrum.
Which we see all the time.
Exactly. He was incredibly calm, composed, and polite as he interacted with the officials while the bulldozer was literally tearing up the ground outside his house.
That level of grace under extreme real-world pressure is something a PR team would dream of manufacturing for a client.
But they can't.
No, they can't. It only resonated with millions of people because it was a genuine, unvarnished reaction to a stressful situation. It cannot be faked.
We also see these deeply relatable, almost humorous everyday moments that completely shatter the illusion of untouchable stardom.
Right, they're just normal people sometimes.
Trisha Krishnan, who was a massive star, literally took to social media to call it the clothing brand Zara.
Oh, I loved this.
Why? Because they repeatedly delivered her smelly clothes. She was publicly demanding they check the garments before packing them.
It perfectly bridges the gap between the superstar and the everyday consumer. Who hasn't experienced the frustration of a terrible online shopping order?
Exactly. We've all been there. And then there's the family dynamic, which is my favorite piece in this entire digest.
The pantry tour.
Yes. So Meera Rajput was doing this curated pantry tour online, showing off her healthy lifestyle and her fancy protein health bars.
Very trendy.
Very. And her mother-in-law, veteran actress Supriya Pathak, just totally roasts her. championing Diet Chivda instead.
Which is so funny.
It is. And if you haven't had it, Chivda is this incredibly addictive, savory Indian snack mix made of flattened rice and spices. It's hilarious because it's exactly the kind of playful generational bickering that happens in every single family kitchen around the world.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it reveals how the parasocial relationship between you, the listener, and these public figures has evolved.
Right, because the best drama right now isn't scripted on a soundstage. It's an actor negotiating calmly with a bulldozer or a mother-in-law arguing about Diet Chivda.
Exactly.
Do you think audiences today actually connect more with these unvarnished, vulnerable, real-world moments than the flawless characters these actors play on screen?
Without a doubt, perfection is officially obsolete.
Really?
Obsolete.
Completely. Today's audience is incredibly media literate. They see right through the polished, manufactured veneer. Relatability, authenticity, and grace under pressure. That is the new ultimate currency in entertainment.
That makes a lot of sense.
You build real loyalty not by being a distant idol, but by showing you navigate the same messy reality as everyone else.
It really is a completely different world than it was even 10 years ago.
Night and day.
Well, we have covered some serious ground today. To everyone listening, thank you so much for exploring this India Review Digest with us. We've journeyed from actors demanding basic 8-hour shifts to reclaim their sanity from a culture of burnout to the Wild West of fighting AI deepfakes and fabricated censor certificates. It's a lot to process.
It is. We looked at the sheer algorithmic unpredictability of a 46x box office multiplier where the audience takes the reins, and finally we grounded it all in the messy reality of monsoons, smelly deliveries, and bulldozers.
It is an ecosystem in constant chaotic flux.
Really.
And it leaves me with one final thought for you to consider.
Right, lay it on us.
We've spent all this time looking at how the industry tries to control the audience and how the audience pushes back through digital networks and box office choices. But considering how fast generative AI is evolving and how vocal, organized, and creative fan bases have become, what happens when the audience decides they want to start writing the scripts, casting the digital avatars, and generating the content themselves?
Oh, wow.
When the viewers become the studio, who actually owns the magic of cinema then?
Oof. That is a question that is definitely going to keep me up at night. Keep questioning the media you consume. Keep looking for the strings behind the choreographed dance. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.